Good evening, Fernwood. It is your mirthful miscreant Neil, and it's time for us to take in the messy misadventures of Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman. Today we are watching episode 229 from February 17th, 1977. Let's do a recap. Tom was puzzled at breakfast to see Mary doing tons of meal prep and working out. He doesn't seem to understand why Mary is so excited and feels like she's putting pressure socially on the others around her and suggests that she should back off a little bit. She responds by saying that she has already made lunch for Tom, Mary, Tex, and Tiny, and that she plans to decorate her spot above the production line. Then we see her at work with Tex and Tiny, and she tells them she has a surprise hidden for them. Tiny complains that there shouldn't be any food on the production line and that would gum up the works. And he also mentions that the person who had Mary's spot before Mary did was Garth Gimble. Mary gets really uncomfortable at that point and starts putting the food out right next to the line as some policemen approach her to ask about Pat Gimble. Mary covers and pretends that she doesn't know anything about where Pat is and watches to make sure that the police have left her alone. Then over at the Jeters, Merle is uncomfortable because he is craving a monogamous relationship with Wanda. He keeps sending Lila off to get drinks and other refreshments so that he can get some private time with Wanda. And Wanda takes that as her cue to take leave of the living room with Lila. Merle takes offense at this and brings Lila into the bedroom himself. And then we see a post-coital scene with Merle and Wanda, and Merle gives a soliloquy in Wanda's direction. Wanda seems to feel somewhat trapped as Merle says that everything that she likes in the relationship seems disgusting. Wanda plays this off, but we can see that she feels something different inside. And everyone, that was our Wednesday. Things are getting really crunchy in the relationships, so why don't we see what's happening next?
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman! Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Dinner will be ready in a minute.
What are you cooking for dinner, Mrs. Hartman?
Oh, well, everybody's favorite. Shepherd pie.
It's not my favorite.
Oh, Heather. But you love hamburger, and little Garth loves cream corn, and Tom loves mashed potatoes, and they're all in there, and it smells so good. I mean, you know, I can smell the cream corn from here, right off the top of it. Tom, I really think that you ought to speak to little Garth about the showers, you know what I mean? Oh, just a minute. I wonder that is.
I don't know.
Colonel Fleckman, commander at Parkhurst Military School. I have come for Garth Gimble, Jr. His grandmother wants the boy out of Fernwood, now that she's putting the Gimble house up for sale.
Oh, wait a minute. There's something wrong here. I mean, that doesn't seem somehow right to me.
No, you see, this is probably the only place that he's ever been happy. You'd be taking him away from that.
I'm just following orders. His grandmother made all the arrangements. You should have gotten a letter several days ago.
No, I'm sorry, but I never received a letter. Did anyone receive a letter here from the military school?
I got the letter, Mrs. Hartman. I was hoping they'd forget about me.
You get your coat on, son.
If Garth goes, I do too.
A girl's not allowed, miss.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but that was very, very sweet of you.
Well, I guess I'm ready.
Well, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I'm not sure about it at all.
It's all right.
Okay, could you just wait a minute, please? Just wait 1 second. I think you're going to be taking a very long drive now, And I think that you should have some refreshments to take with you. Now, I don't know if you're too familiar with shepherd's pie, but it happens to be one of my specialties. And I just think that you should have some shepherd's pie with you. And then, you can think of us on your little journey. You know what I mean? Here, I'm just going to wrap it up here, and you can take it with you. And here are 2 forks. Here's just for the car.
I'll never forget you, Heather.
We all love you, Garth.
Listen, Garth, we'll come and visit you, okay?
He's really, he promised that he would mow the lawn for us on Saturday. It was like a little extra added job we were going to give him. What about if he stayed and mowed the lawn on Saturday, and then we just drove him up to school right after that, no?
I'm sorry. I have my orders. Martha.
Goodbye.
Bye. I'll never sleep with anybody else, ever!
That was very sweet of you to say, sweetheart. I don't ever want you to say that again. But that was very thoughtful of you to say. Tom, she's behaving like a woman whose husband has just been dragged off to war. Heather, come here. Heather, look, now listen to me. We have a happy family. We have Mommy, Daddy, me. I mean, we're all here. We could sit down at the table. We'll still be nice. We'll be happy. Everything will be fine. You'll see.
Out with the old air, in with the good. Out with the bad air, in with the good.
You're doing fine, Martha, doing fine.
Now, the next time a patient is breathing his last, I'll know what to do, instead of just standing around looking foolish. Now for a little mouth-to-mouth. And now a little heart massage. There. Little heart massage done. How'd it do, George?
Well, it looks like about 26 minutes, give or take a second or two.
You know, George, if this had been a real heart attack victim, he'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
But I don't think I did so bad, considering I feel a flu coming on. I wonder just how hygienic, a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation really is.
Well, I was thinking about that. I think it's a little slobbery.
But I guess if you are dying with a heart attack, it doesn't matter if your resuscitator has the flu. Have you seen the mailman this morning? I think I'll go look for it.
All right. Good old watermelon. In with the bad. Out with the good. I wonder if that's how they do an autopsy.
Here. Bills. But we did get a letter from Mary.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
What'd she say?
Dear Ma, due to the fact that I will never step foot in the house of my childhood again, I am sending you this note. Can you lend me your moisturizer for my new pep-up malted? Just leave it on the doorstep. Signed, Mary.
Yeah, she's got a lot of nerve.
Then we just found Kathy, and now we've lost Mary. Oh, who would ever thought when I got married that I would end up in a house divided against itself?
Well, I'll tell you, Martha. You know I love Mary as much as I do you, but I can't forgive her for what she did to Kathy.
Well, just think what Kathy did to Heather.
Well, just think what Heather did to little Garth. Oh.
And just think how you're shouting at me.
Martha, you know what we should have had? We should have had a son at first. A well-balanced family always has a boy and then a girl. Now, 2 girls asking for trouble.
Are you blaming me for the sex of our children?
Yes.
Why, how can you do that? I did everything I was supposed to do. I ate the right things. I got plenty of rest. You know that. Huh? Oh, now, George, any fool knows that the male chromosome determines the sex of the child.
Well, I gave you my chromosome male. What'd you do? You went and lost it, didn't you? Huh?
Are you accusing me of neglectful parenthood, George Shumway?
Oh, Martha, you never did anything right. You mix the kids up, you mess up the house.
Why, what's wrong with this house? All these years, I have dusted and waxed and polished, and with the best products, too. When the floor polish changed to new, I changed to new. When it went to new and improved, I bought new and improved. When the government declared it unsafe, I declared it unsafe. And all the time I was feeding and bathing those girls and looking after the homework. What is more important anyway? A house or the people living in it? Why, all this furniture is just so much silliness if the family sitting on it is unhappy.
Silliness? Oh, so now all this is silliness, is it? Well, it wasn't so silly when I put out $500 for the parquet floor. And it wasn't so silly when I paid $49.50 for the Formica top. And it wasn't so silly when I paid $1,000 for salt and pepper shakers.
Oh, when did we ever pay $1,000 for salt and pepper shakers?
When we took a trip to Pipestone, Minnesota to see that crazy Indian pageant, Hiawatha's Longfellow, or whatever the hell you call it.
Oh, yes, Pipestone, Minnesota, yes. That's the Garden of Eden for the Indians.
In the land of 10 billion mosquitoes. Well, if you don't like your house, it's no skin off my back, so there.
George, what are you doing? All right. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I never could stand the smell of these cigars. So there, they wilted my plants.
Oh, you and your damn plants. It's idiocy, it's ludicrous. I'm sick and tired of your plants.
Alfonso! Oh, George! Oh, you've murdered him. I hate you. I hate you, and I hate this bowling trophy of yours.
Not my bowling trophy, Martha!
Yeah! Ow! It hit my toe. George! You're breaking the toe.
Now I'm taking the dishes. The dishes are going. The dishes are going. 25 years. Anniversary. Well, there'll come a day for the dishes, but I'm going to get you where it's closest. I'm going to get after your bird. I'm going to show you what I think of your bird. This is what I think of your bird. Ha!
Ow! And I hate your melon. I hate it.
Oh, and that reminds me of your needlework.
Good. Now I won't have to mend these old pants anymore. Good.
Oh, no knives. No knives now, Martha. No knives.
Oh, my God,
Martha, you... No, stop.
I hate your hemorrhoids. Why don't you get an operation?
I'm going to do an operation on your mouth.
Now, here. I know you want to remodel the kitchen, but this time you've gone too far. You'll have to either argue quieter or neither, or not argue at all. Now, get to your room until you learn how to behave yourself. Kids.
Hi.
How you doing, Mary?
I'm fine.
Good. Gonna come in?
Yeah, come on in. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I have to work late shift tonight at the plant. Coffee? Tom's in the bedroom.
No, I don't think so. It'll probably just keep me up at night, you know, and everything. Not that I'm getting that much sleep, but...
Is something wrong with you and Wanda?
Well, I didn't really want to talk about that, but, yeah. It's terrible.
Is there anything I could do to help you?
Oh, I don't know. It's just... It's like my force is gone. It's all gone. You know what I mean?
Gee, I'm sorry. Should you sit?
Maybe you can do something for me.
What?
Would you give me... No,
What?
it's wrong. It's wrong
No,
for me
what?
to ask. No, it's just... I tell you, I better leave. I think I just should leave. I've intruded on you enough here, really, okay?
No, Merle, please wait. Please don't go. No, don't go. Isn't that silly? Don't go. Maybe I could help. Maybe I can help you
See,
here.
the whole thing is wrong. I don't like the position that I'm in here. I don't like feeling this needy and everything. The thing is that what I need is...
What? Merle, the position is silly. Don't...
No,
What?
I need something very personal of yours to keep.
Well, like what?
I don't know. And I'm sorry, 'cause it's very embarrassing.
No, that's okay. I mean, don't be silly. I mean, I'm sure. Let's see. I could let you have. There are a lot of things I could let you have. I could let. God, there's so many things I could let you have. I could let you have. No, please don't pretend you didn't see that. Okay.
Well, what about this?
No.
What is it?
Say.
I mean, would it be terrible if I just took this?
You mean a slip?
I think it'd help me a lot. I really do.
Merle, it isn't a slip kind of personal, for quick
Crazy.
pick me up?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, it
The
is.
whole idea is crazy. I mean, a slip lies between me and falling off the end of a rope. And
Oh no!
you know
I
what's
didn't
happening.
mean
I'm
that. I didn't mean that. You're fine. No, you're fine. No, don't worry about a thing. It's just that's me. I mean, that's me. I mean, if we weren't in this kind of situation, I would just find this is just an embarrassing thing for me. But it's my problem. It's mine. Here, you have it. It's fine. It really is fine. It's just that if it weren't for this situation, it might normally make me self-conscious. But it does already. But it's a different kind of thing. You take that. Do you have the slip? Have it.
Well, I'll tell you what, and about the little white one there in the corner.
Oh, you want the white one? You don't like the pink one?
Well, I like the pink one, but
You'd rather have the white one?
I could rather have the white one. Look.
Fine. Then you just take the white one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think this will do it for me.
I hope so.
Well, thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. And listen, you're welcome. And listen, I hope that you feel better, and I really hope you get your force back.
I think I'll get it back. I just hope that I don't have to, sink to the depths of deprivation like this and come over this household again looking for sympathy and lingerie and stuff like that again.
Dance, Dorina, dance! Tomorrow we cry, but tonight, let the music cast its magic spell upon your feet.
Ah, Cleanser! My feet are dancing higher than my soul! Before! Music is set me free! Oh, my love. Oh, we have done this dance all over the world.
It's so gypsy. What do you want to hear now? We got troika trombones, Sadness, Sorrow, and Violins, and John Denver sings Gypsy.
Let's eat something.
Oh, luck is with me. It's intermission.
Hey, you just missed quite a rousing ethnic number there.
Yeah, well, maybe if I hurry up, I can get out of here before Fred and Ginger get wound up again.
Where you going?
Well, I made a few phone calls, got it all set up. I'm getting picked up right outside of town.
You leaving us?
Well, honey, I gotta get out of here before I go tone deaf. I mean, I'm beginning to OD on violins.
How will I manage without you?
Same as you managed with me. Lousy. Oh, look, kid. I mean, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you just don't have what it takes to be a crook.
I'm sorry I was such a disappointment.
Look, you're a real pain. If you want to come along, maybe I could put up with you some more.
No. Thanks just the same, Cookie. But I wouldn't want to stand in your way.
Are you sure?
And I hope you find all the things you're searching for in life.
Yeah.
Ow! I stand where you are, Cookie. We got you covered.
How did you find me?
Never go into town when you're an escaped convict, Cookie. Didn't you see Humphrey Bogart in High Sierra?
Wouldn't you know? That's the one bogey flick I missed.
Where's Pat Gimble, the Christmas tree murderess?
No speaker.
No speaker.
No speaker.
Gypsies. I can expect them to know anything. They don't even talk English. All right, where is she? Where's Pat Gimble?
Beats me. I mean, maybe she saw High Sierra.
Okay. You're going back to the slammer, sister.
Okay with me. And just don't put me in no cell with gypsies. I can't take the foot play. Your gypsy accent, it was perfect.
Did you see what Cookie did for me? She was a hardened criminal on the outside. But inside, she was my friend.
I am not sad to see her go. You are the one I am interested in. You are my favorite. Cookie could never do what you could do for me.
What can I do for you, Serena?
Be my son.
She's out of our life, Zorina. If Pat wants to travel with us, it must be because her sad gypsy soul guides her, not because you want another son.
I can't travel with you. I'm sorry, but I'm wanted all over the state.
No problem. We're wanted in 20 states. Oh, come with us, little dumpling.
Be patient with Zorina, Pat. She's not the same since we lost little Ivor. He was stolen by gypsies.
God's a second cousins. Oh. That's what you get for trusting gypsies. Ivar will be just like you. You are the child I never really had.
And maybe you are the mother that I never really had.
Nani, nani,
Yikes. So we start with Mary and Tom and Heather and Philip just having a little breakfast together. Shepherd's pie. I hadn't had shepherd's pie until like maybe 10 years ago. There was a recipe in the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels, I think it was volume 2 or 3, for a vegan shepherd's pie, because veganness in the Scott Pilgrim world gives you superpowers. And I made that, and it was tasty. But it's shepherd's pie, and then we get a visit from the military school, and apparently, I'm assuming Mrs. Welch and not the Gimble family, because we've never heard from a member of them, other than a letter, that Philip is going to be brought back to military school, and that is a painful awakening for Heather. So yeah, the draft ended in 1973, so a few years before this, and Vietnam was over by 1975, but this would have been analogous to that feeling of young people being taken away to war, and that is where Heather's emotions lay, I presume. I don't know where we're going to see it next. Tomorrow, we still have a day this week. I don't know if we'll see Heather talking about how she feels, but maybe in the weeks to come, we'll find out a little bit more of that. But Heather has gone through a big loss and is likely feeling some level of grief. And then the Shumways have their blowout. It starts with Martha practicing CPR on a homemade dummy made of a watermelon and a pineapple, and 22 minutes of CPR is a lot. This ends with getting a letter from Mary, who had said that she's never coming back because of the fight she had with Kathy. And this escalates into a fight amongst Martha and George, who have clearly been holding on to some resentments for decades at this point. They throw everything around. Martha takes her knife to George's hemorrhoid pillow, and then Grandpa says, "Go to your rooms." So they've been holding on to some feelings for a little while. And then, speaking of feelings, we get a visit from Merle to Mary, and usually when Merle shows up to Mary, it's to be creepsome, and creepsome he was, because he is not getting what he wants from Wanda, and he feels his mojo is leaving. I'm using Austin Powers language because that is resonant to me. And he wants a token from Mary. So, no, I suppose he doesn't want the exactly monogamous life that he had wanted, or maybe the request for the monogamous life failing is pushing him in this direction. I'm not sure. But he asks for a token from Mary, which is a slip, which was really just gross to me. Not that slips are gross, but that he wants that specific item to remind him of her, right? Like, do what you want with your lingerie, but what emotions support your wanting? Well, that's what we are seeing right now, is icky. Mary is uncomfortable with this, but in the search for making people comfortable, right? Mary is a people pleaser. She acquiesces. She gives him a slip. She offers him the pink one first, and he wants the white one. Even when he says, before the request, when he says that he could just go, she asks him to stay. So, she's been getting good sexual attention as far as we can tell. The last time we saw Tom and Mary in bed, they were very sexually affectionate to each other. So I'm not sure what Mary gets out of it other than she is doing good for someone in a way that isn't so good for herself, at least as far as I can tell. And then we cut out to the forest where the Romani and Patty are just having a blast. And Candy shows up and is tired of it, and the police arrive and catch Candy. Well, Patty's Roma accent is just good enough that she is undetected. And perhaps Patty sees that Candy was a better friend than she thought. Although Patty did want to go back and clear her name, she's content to be free at this point. Though we are not sure where she will end up, and she may go off wandering with the Romani. So everyone, that was our Thursday. I expect that Friday will contain some bangers. Thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you for leaving your feelings, thoughts, impressions, your slam poetry down in the comments. Thank you for taking in these messy misadventures, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.